We're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the Gary Sanitary District. Today's Friday, February 21st, 2025. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next we'll have roll call to establish quorum.
Commissioner William Allen.
Present.
Commissioner Ola Morris.
Present.
Commissioner Maurice Mabon.
Present.
Commissioner Willie Cook.
Present.
Attorney Nick Snow.
Present.
Executive Director Reagan Hatcher.
Present.
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
With 4 commissioners present and 1 absent, we do have a quorum. We'll move on to our public hearing. This is for the issuance of bonds. Mr. Comer, will you please give us some context?
All right, thank you, Mr. President. So the public hearing is for the purpose of the district's intent to seek funding for the 27th and Chase project, $5 million forgivable bond anticipation note, which is in essence a grant.
Okay. So at this point, we would like to open up the public hearing portion. Is there anyone in the public that would like to speak? Okay, hearing none. We will now officially close the public hearing for the issuance of bonds, and we'll move on. Next, we have the bid opening. This is for the 27th and Chase Pump Station Force Main Replacement Project.
We have received 2 sealed bids for this project. The first is received from Hassey Construction Company, received at 11:37 a.m. on 2/21 of 25. I don't even think I need this. Bear with me here. This is comparative stuff. Sorry, y'all, I didn't assemble the bid packet. Do you wanna, I can open these and I can look through them and find it. We can bring it back and read the numbers if you want.
I mean, towards the front?
I don't wanna hold you up, but.
No, we got time.
There you go.
There you go. See, I told you. Total bid on this one is in the amount of $6,231,510 and 0 cents. That's the bid of Hassey. We will submit that to staff for further review. The second bid received.
Hold on, and just for public knowledge, I think we have to say the address too. So the Hassey
Oh, okay.
Construction, located 10 Lincoln Avenue, P.O. Box 300, Calumet City, Illinois.
Second bid is received from, man, I am not good with anything. Second bid is received from Grimmer Construction, 2619 Main Street, Highland, Indiana, 46322. Received also on February 21st, 2025, 11:37 a.m.
This was tab.
It's got an orange tab. Total price for all work, $7,470,098.50. So again, that's the bid received from Grimmer Construction, 2619 Main Street, Highland, Indiana, 46322. We will turn these over to our staff for review. And
And then, yeah, hopefully by the next meeting, we'll have a recommendation for award.
I do not. This is not, no.
Are the, missed it. Okay, we'll be moving on to,
What was the deadline? Probably the deadline was probably new.
okay, moving on, next on the agenda, we have minutes. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. President, I make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes of February 7, 2025.
I'd like to second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, the minutes have been approved for February 7th. Next is new business, 2.1, payroll. Mr. Foster? We did it.
Sorry. Recommend a motion to approve GSD payroll earnings for period ending January 13th, 2025 through January 26th, 2025, in the amount of $227.35.
Okay, after hearing the overview for 2.1, what is the pleasure of the board?
So moved, Chair.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
And properly second. Any discussion on payroll? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes with 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, payroll has been approved. Next, we have 2.2. Is there a motion for, to defer 2.2?
Make a motion to have that deferred, Mr. Chair.
Okay, into the next meeting?
Yes.
Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Okay, motion's been made and properly second to defer 2.2. Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, 2.2 has been deferred to the following meeting. Next, we have 2.3. We have a motion to approve GSD Resolution Number SD 25-11, approving a conformatory resolution to seek funding for sewer improvements.
Thank you, Mr. President. We recommend approval of SD 25-11. The confirmatory resolution is outlining the fact that we had the declaratory resolution adopted at the prior meeting, that a public hearing was properly advertised for and held today. And so adopting this will then allow for the next resolution to approve the actual issuance of the bonds.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Comer? After hearing the overview and recommendation for approval for 2.3, what is the pleasure of the board?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second for 2.3. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris?
Yes.
Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
For 4 ayes and 0 noes, 2.3 has been approved. 2.4, Mr. Comer?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, we recommend approval of SD 25-12, authorizing the issuance of the revenue bonds. As previously stated, this is the $5 million forgivable bond anticipation note through IFA. So in essence, it's a grant, but it does go through the traditional bond issuance process, because in the event that the project isn't completed, it becomes a debt, but it is in fact a grant.
Thank you, Mr. Comer. For 2.4, what is the pleasure of the board?
Just had a
Oh,
question
I'm
for
sorry.
Mr. Comer. So it's a grant with stipulations. that the work has to be completed, and if we don't complete the work, then we're responsible for
Repayment.
repayment.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
Any other comments or questions? All right, hearing none, what is the pleasure of the board for 2.4?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second for approval of 2.4. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes.
Commissioner Morris? Yes. Commissioner Allen?
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, 2.4 has been approved. Next on the agenda, we have claims. Mr. Foster?
Thank you. I recommend a motion to approve GSD claim numbers 390 through 451 in the amount of $1,113,371.59.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Foster. After hearing the overview for claims 3.1, what is the pleasure of the board?
So moved.
Passage.
Motion's been made and properly second. Any discussion?
Just had a question, and it's for the purchasing department. Mr. Kazi, can you potentially, in the future, give us a mailing address for Ajax? Is Ajax still located and distributing out of Gary?
Yes, they are. They're 36 and 36 Broadway.
And weren't they acquired recently?
They were acquired a few years ago.
Okay.
But they still own the building and still operate Ajax. Right here.
Okay. So they still benefit, so they still benefit from their discount, our city discount?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Commissioner Cook?
Yes.
Commissioner Maybon?
Yes, yes, yes.
Commissioner Morris? Yes. Commissioner Allen?
Yeah.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, claims have been approved. Next, we have information updates, construction activities. Mr. Anderson?
Greetings, board.
Hola.
Don't have much to update. Everything is pretty much holding steady with the Lake Street Drainage Improvement and Road Constructions Project. We're still set for site restoration in spring. And then the US 20 Complete Street Project is still on hold for the utility locations. As for the cave-in status, 44th in Kentucky is waiting for the CIPP lining, and then we have 5th and Jackson, 558 Jackson Street, that has been completed. Now we have 2616 Massachusetts Streets in progress, and then 4311 East 12th Place, that is in progress as well, and both of those are sewer repairs. And that is pretty much it for construction activities.
All right, do we have any comments or questions for Mr. Anderson? All right, thank you. Next on the agenda, we have discussion. Are there any items or topics that need to be discussed?
I just had one question for the executive director. In the future, is there going to be a resolution regarding the rules, regulation fees for the storage, collection, and removal of solid waste collected by the Gary Sanitary District?
So right now, as we discussed at the last meeting, the recycling and municipal solid waste collection program is being overhauled between the Public Works Department at the City of Gary and GSD. We're having our first meeting mid-March to talk about the rollout of the new program, how the trucks will be managed, where the employees will be employed. Will it be on the city side? Will it be on the GSD side? Within that, we will be preparing a new process and procedures for waste collection in the city.
Okay.
It's on the way.
Commissioner Allen, I have a question.
Yes.
Included in our packet was a list of open positions. I had a question about the technical support specialist. Can we get an explanation as to what that position entails?
So the technical support specialist is an entry-level position in the IT department. So there'll be, that role is to reset passwords, go to employees' desks to handle minor issues for employees. So employee support, hands-on support.
Thank you.
No problem.
And while you're up there, I understand didn't we recently hire a public communications person,
Yes, we hired a communications manager.
manager?
Yes, Michael Morgan.
Is he here today?
Yes.
Oh,
Hello, everyone. Some faces are new, most are not by now, but my name is Michael Morgan, and I'm the new comms manager for GSD, which includes obviously deepening and expanding our media presence, but also supporting the executive director in a variety of specialized ways. So I'm available to chat and explain what that means. Also, 9 other racial organizations who do work here prior to me joining, so I know I have some pretty good shoes to fill.
that ain't your fault.
Also, I'd like to say that, Michael worked for the Obama Foundation for a bit and has done some really other interesting things in his short life. And he's going to be working on not just our newsletter, but a insert into our Every Bill that is going to just have that really important stuff. If you have an emergency, how do you call? What are the steps? So people can continuously be updated and informed. Also, I'm glad we got to kind of get them on board before our trash and recycling rollout, but he's been great. He's had a great first 2 weeks, so.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Also, I'd just like to kind of follow up on what you said, Mr. Maybon, about Ajax and other companies who may have a location here in Gary but are still asking for that 10% discount. Right now, we are going through every item at the warehouse to see where we are currently getting them from and doing new requests for bids on these items. We think that, yes, we want Gary business to have a preference, but we think that they have, some of them have gone well above and beyond what the preference limit is. And so we're just kind of doing a hard reset on the things that we buy on a regular basis.
And I saw the video. We got a movie star back there. But does this address some of the late invoices? Are we able to move forward? We're starting to clean up a lot of the...
Sure, and so Mr. Foster can talk a bit better about this, but what we did was we just basically asked everyone in every department to take a hard look at everything that was sitting on their desk and in their emails so we could catch up on the invoices and make sure that those invoices were getting paid timely. We're also looking into a way to use a third party and require our vendors to sign up through a third party. This will be like a bill.com or something like that, so that we could directly transfer their payments to them. So as a vendor, they would be required to sign up. It's a free sign up. There would be a small cost to us, but it would certainly be less than what we pay right now to issue checks and mail checks out. So we're trying to speed up we're finding ways to speed up that process.
Any other topics or items for discussion? Okay, hearing none. I do apologize. In the beginning of the meeting, I did miss the certification. So I think I have to do it now. So just bear with me, I'm sorry. Pursuant to Indiana law, Section 5-14, 1.5-6.1. I certify that prior to the start of today's meeting, there was an executive session held, and there was nothing discussed in the session that was not indicated on the posted notice. That being in compliance with Indiana statutes, there were no final votes held during this executive session. Does any member dissent? Okay, hearing none, thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. Now, still following the agenda, next on it, we have a request to speak. Are there any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Okay, is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved, Mr. Chair. No second.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Call to order for today's Gary Stormwater Management District meeting, today being Friday, February 21st. Can we please have roll call to establish quorum?
Director William Allen.
Present.
Director Ola Morris.
Present.
Director Maurice Mabon.
Present.
Director Willie Cook.
Present.
Attorney Nick Snow.
Present.
Executive Director Reagan Hatcher.
Present.
Finance Manager Jerome Foster.
Present.
And that's the end of roll call.
Okay, with 4 present and 1 absent, we do have a quorum. Next on the agenda is certification, which I'll read again since it applied for both boards. So pursuant to Indiana law, section 5-14-1.5 through 6.1, I certify that prior to the start of today's meeting, there was an executive session held, and there was nothing discussed in the executive session that was not indicated on the posted notice. That being in compliance with Indiana statutes, there were no final votes held during the executive session. Does any member dissent? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to minutes. What is the pleasure of the board?
So sleeping over here today. Mr. Chair, I make a motion to accept the executive session and regular meeting minutes of February 7, 2025.
Thank you.
I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second for approval of the minutes for the executive session and regular meeting of February 7th. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Director Cook.
Yes.
Director Mabon.
Yes.
Director Morris.
Yes.
Director Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes with 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, minutes have been approved. Next, under new business, 2.1, we have payroll, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I make a motion to recommend and approve GSWMD payroll earnings for period ending January 13, 2025 through January 26, 2025 in the amount of $9,466.95.
Thank you. After hearing the recommendation for 2.1, what is the pleasure of the board?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
Yes, I second it, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second for payroll. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Director Cook.
Yes.
Director Mabon.
Yes.
Director Morris.
Yes.
Director Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, payroll has been approved. Next, we have claims, 3.1, Mr. Foster.
Thank you. I recommend a motion to approve GSWMD claim numbers 21 through 27 in the amount of $12,387.79.
Okay, we have a recommendation for acceptance of claims in the amount of $12,387.79. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move for passage, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second?
No second, Mr. Chair.
Motion's been made and properly second for approval of claims. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call?
Director Cook.
Yes.
Director Mabon.
Yes.
Director Morris.
Yes.
Director Allen.
Yes.
The vote is 4 ayes, 0 noes.
With 4 ayes and 0 noes, claims have been approved. Next, we have information updates, but because our MS4 coordinator is not present, we will move on to discussion. Oh, I'm sorry.
I spoke to
Jerome.
her. She wanted to apologize that she wasn't here because she's working on a community meeting for this afternoon. But there is no pertinent updates at this point. She will be available for the next meeting to pass on any updates that she may have.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we have discussion. Are there any items or topics that any of the directors would like to discuss at this time? Okay, give a second. Okay. Are there any requests to speak?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Is there second?
Second.
Oh, meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.